So you get the creepy Roger whispering, "You can't win friends with salad" to start your video.
You don't win friends with salad.
You don't win friends with salad. You don't win
Can
friends
or
with salad.
I know it's win, but is it don't or can't?
I thought it's you don't win. You can't. I thought it was you don't win friends with salad. We were saying that as we were eating our meatball parms.
Well, I'm going to add Pod Rover to Sword and Laser, too.
You don't win friends with salad.
No, you don't win.
I love Slack.
Okay, so video viewers, note to video viewers before we start the main show, I did an audio-only episode, not even an episode, I called it a briefing about Mobile World Congress news yesterday on Sunday. So LG announced the 5.3-inch G5 smartphone. It's got a little like removable module thing. One is for audio to give you better audio. One's a camera thing to make it easier to take pictures. They also announced a VR camera called the LG Cam Plus. Or wait, no. They also announced a VR headset, the LG 360 VR headset, and a 360 camera for recording 360-degree video. Samsung's Galaxy S7 and Galaxy S7 Edge, they have an always-on screen. Camera's 12 megapixels, not 16, but has larger pixels, more light. Then Samsung announced a Gear 360 spherical camera. Nokia said they're going to start making phones. They've been saying that for a while. Huawei's got a Microsoft Surface competitor called the MateBook, a 12-inch Windows 10 laptop tablet. And HP, the one that caught my eye the most was the Elite X3. It's meant for enterprise, but this is a phone. It's basically what was the pad? The pad phone. Was that Asus? The Asus pad phone? This is like the pad phone on steroids. It's a phone, 5.96-inch phone, 2560 by 1440 AMOLED screen. Has fingerprint reader, iris recognition, micro SD card slot, USB-C, dual SIM, and a 4,150 milliamp hour battery. Support for Qi and PMA wireless charging, IP67 water resistance, a bunch of security features, and then a 5 pogo pin contact on the back, so that you could turn it into like a point-of-sale thing or all kinds of other industrial applications. Then they're going to sell a desk dock so that you can use Continuum to use it as a desktop, which has DisplayPort, USB-A ports, Ethernet, and a mobile extender that puts it in a laptop form factor. Isn't that crazy? Anyway, so there you go. Now you're up to date, video people, in case you didn't hear the audio yesterday. You guys excited? You're pretty excited, I could tell.
So excited.
So excited.
You don't win friends with salad.
You don't win friends with salad.
But what food can you win friends with?
Meatballs.
Meatballs. Oh, I love meatballs. I love them, but I know they're bad for me, so it's such a love-hate thing.
Yeah. All right. Shall we, Veronica?
Okay.
Did you cough up a lung? All right, here we go.
Money burning a hole in your pocket? Then your money's probably on fire. Seek medical attention. If you want to support your favorite podcast, however, go to dailytechnewsshow.com/support.
This is the Daily Tech News for Monday, February 22nd, 2016. I'm Tom Merritt. Joining me today, Ms. Veronica Belmont, back among the living. You getting that flu out of your system there?
It was just a horrible, horrible cold. I think that's pretty much what it was.
Not a flu? You're saying it wasn't a flu in your case?
I'm pretty sure it's not a flu.
Do you have a fever?
I did.
What kind of fever for what? Pringles?
Fever for dancing.
Fever for dancing, Saturday Night Fever. Well, Veronica and I are going to catch you up on the latest headlines. There's a couple of things out of Mobile World Congress. If you're a listener to the audio show, there was, in fact, a briefing that I did in the audio feed from Mobile World Congress yesterday about the Samsung announcement, LG announcement, etc. We got one update on the HTC Vive regarding that, but a bunch of other news here. And then we're going to talk about chatbots, both human and non-human powered chatbots, Veronica, and whether they can actually replace our apps.
Yes.
First, they came from our apps. then they came for us.
And I'm going to be muting myself a lot during the show so I can cough loudly into my microphone without
That's
disturbing all of you.
Thank you for warning people in case you hear unholy silences. Just imagine Veronica coughing. That's what's going on. Let's start off with the headlines. Apple CEO Tim Cook sent an email to employees Monday morning, further discussing Apple's resistance to a government request to assist cracking the passcode of an iPhone 5C. In the email, Cook suggested that Congress should form a commission on the balance between intelligence and civil liberties. In an op-ed on the site Lawfare, FBI Director James Comey wrote on Sunday that the FBI does not want a backdoor, just the chance to guess the passcode without the phone deleting data. iPhone security researcher Jonathan Jarsky, though, noted that the FBI is asking for a more open copy of the software for testing. And one of the fears on the technology side, including on Apple's side, is that copies could be made or reverse engineered that could unlock other phones. Over the weekend, the FBI admitted that it had, in fact, reset the Apple ID password of the phone in question's iCloud account quickly after seizing the phone, and thereby eliminating the possibility of prompting a cloud backup of the phone again and then gaining some of the phone's data that way.
And there was also news today, I believe, that some of the family members of the San Bernardino shooter, they are joining in a suit to get Apple to also release the data.
I think, yeah, I didn't include that here because I feel like it's less of a technical issue, but if I read that right, it's that they are filing a Friends of the Court brief on the side of the FBI request. I think that's what it is.
Yeah, it's a crazy story, and it's something I've been following very closely. And the kind of way that people are up in arms on both sides of the issue, they're very passionate on both sides. People who are really caring about protecting the security of the nation versus privacy and our rights as customers and consumers. So it's a hot button issue right now for sure.
Yeah, and we've talked about it ad nauseum Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
I'm sure.
But it does come down to the FBI saying we just want to unlock this one phone, and whether that could, there's a question of whether that would actually happen. And then what I have been saying is that Apple is really going for a more principled defense, saying it's not just about the technology. In fact, it's not so much about the technology, it's about the precedent you set. That if you grant, even if it is like, we'll just unlock this one iPhone, that grants a precedent for further phones to be unlocked, and what are the situations regarding that, and how does that change software being written, et cetera, et cetera. So, and
it's very telling to see what companies are kind of siding with Apple versus who haven't really spoken up at all.
Yeah, Mark Zuckerberg was the latest. At Mobile World Congress, he gave what I would consider a tepid support, saying generally he is against weakening encryption. He thinks Apple is right in this case, but speaking out in public on the side of Apple.
Facebook, speaking of which, Nokia, Intel, and several telcos like Deutsche Telekom are collaborating on an open source hardware and software platform for communication networks. The Telco Infra project, or TIP, will cover access, backhaul, and core elements of a network. The aim would be to have modular components similar to Facebook's Open Compute project for data centers. The first pilot network using TIP gear was created in the Philippines, and more test networks are expected this year.
This could be extraordinarily disruptive. Facebook is generally seen as doing a good thing with Open Compute and helping to smooth the ability to create data centers and bring down some prices. I think Cisco, maybe Huawei, might have issues with this. It's interesting to see Nokia in on the side of Facebook on this, because all three of those companies I just named sell networking hardware. And yes, networking is way more complicated than it needs to be, and so Facebook's project has the possibility of making it really easy to roll out networks all over the world and bring down prices, which may not be what Cisco wants to hear.
Yes.
At the Interconnect conference in Las Vegas, IBM announced cloud partnerships with Apple, VMware, GitHub, Bitly, and Siemens, among others. Apple and IBM will continue their collaboration on Swift with a preview of a runtime and package catalog. A preview of a runtime Swift installation and a package catalog to create enterprise apps. IBM and VMware will extend into more hybrid cloud services in partnership. GitHub's going to offer a dedicated enterprise experience on IBM's Bluenix. Bitly's going to migrate to the IBM cloud, and Siemens will work with IBM on energy efficiency. IBM also put out 3 new Watson AI APIs into beta tone analyzer. I didn't like your tone, says Watson now. Emotion analysis. You seem upset. And visual recognition. Oh, it's you.
I'm just bitter that IBM didn't invite me back to MC their conference again this year. So
it's all about you.
It's all about me. I can't speak to it, but I do love Watson.
They're replacing you with Watson. So that's what's going on.
It was only a matter of time. See, this is how jobs become obsolete because of the robot uprising.
Right. See Veronica's video
tip of the iceberg
on freelancing.
The tip of the bot iceberg.
Not the telco infra project of the iceberg, though. That's a different thing.
That's a different thing. Cyanogen is launching a platform called Mod, M-O-D, to give developers deeper access to Android. As an example, Microsoft has developed a mod that puts Skype into a Cyanogen Android dialer. Cyanogen has launched a new APIs, and the Mod Ready program, so what is it, APIs? Is that supposed to be APIs? Capital S there got me confused. Launch new APIs and the Mod Ready program starting now. The Mod platform will arrive on devices next month for Cyanogen OS 13.0.
Yeah, so Cyanogen has been coming on strong for a couple of years now, and the idea that they would offer you more OS-like functions in Android than Google is very compelling. I mean, why haven't I been able to replace the dialer on my phone? Simply because the people who make the operating systems for phones don't allow it. There's no technical reason I couldn't. So being able to say, like, oh yeah, I don't want to use the cell connection to dial, I want to use Skype. That will be my default dialer. Kind of amazing.
Yeah, that's exciting stuff. Especially those APISs. Powerful.
I'm sorry. Saturday, Linux Mint project leader Clement Lefevre, I didn't make you pronounce his name, announced the website had been hacked. Linux Mint website had been hacked to deliver a version of Mint with a back door in it.
No.
They even were able to go change the checksum. So if you were checking the checksum, it would validate.
Oh.
The malicious version was removed Saturday, and the site has been down since. A European hacker told Zach Whitaker at ZDNet that he was on the team that did it. A few hundred installations were under their control, and the hacker named Peace claimed to have stolen Mint's forum database twice, once on January 28th and once on February 18th, and did a data dump to prove it, including email addresses, birth dates, and scrambled passwords. Lefevre confirmed on Sunday that the forum had in fact been breached, thanks to Kyle for submitting this one on subreddit. So a big black mark against Linux Mint right now.
Yeah, that's scary. I've used Mint before and liked it, and I'm just so surprised that it seems like the forum hacking and the website hacking would be two different things, because usually forums are run on different software, but I guess they found a way to access the website and be able to change the installers as well.
Yeah, they got admin access, and so we're able to get to a lot of different places. The ZDNet article doesn't make it clear how they got it exactly, and I'm not sure that was revealed. But once they got in, they were able to do all kinds of things.
This better not touch my puppy Linux.
Stay off my puppy.
Hack my puppies.
Don't hack my puppies.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Okay, moving on. Thinking about hacked puppies. Facebook's Connectivity Lab is creating maps of population concentration to help solve connectivity issues. The lab analyzed satellite images for 20 countries using Facebook's image recognition engine to identify human-built structures. That was combined with census data for estimates on where people lived. The team has plans to work with Columbia University's Center for International Earth Science Information Network to create a new combined population data set later this year and release data to the public.
So they're not using Facebook's image data. If you're like, wait, are they crowdsourcing from my data? They're not, actually. They're just using the machine learning that they've been developing to do things on Facebook, like recognize faces, to recognize structures, and then create better, more accurate population distribution maps, which is meant to help Internet.org, Facebook's program to roll out more connectivity, figure out where that connectivity is best used and whether Wi-Fi would be better in one place or maybe cellular would be better in that place, etc.
Yeah, it's good. It's great data to have, and especially when it's going to be open to the public, it can be used in a lot of interesting ways.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to see what people use this for once it's public. Google's partnering with several mobile operators to roll out Rich Communication Services for Android, or RCS. RCS is a GSMA specification that allows you to create cross-platform beyond SMS communication. So not just text messages, but features like group messaging, which actually isn't in the SMS platform, I did not understand, but is usually kind of hacked together by your various text messaging apps. It could add IP voice calls, file sharing. In other words, making a rich communication service, hence the name RCS, that wouldn't be riding on data like WhatsApp or Messenger. Now the question is, can you compete with something like WhatsApp or Messenger when they have billions of users? Partners for the Android push include Orange, Sprint, Telstra, Vodafone, Deutsche Telekom, Bharti Airtel, America Mobile, and more. A lot of people consider RCS dead in the water. They're like, if they were going to launch this, they should have done it 5 years ago.
Yeah, but it would be nice. I mean, those are great features to have. When I hear stuff about that for Android, I get more and more like kind of depressed about iOS sometimes, even though we can do the same things. It'd be nice to have more functionality.
And RCS can be implemented on iOS. It's not an Android-specific thing. It's just that Google's going ahead and giving RCS a little juice by saying, we'll implement it on Android.
Yeah, and that would be great. More Google news. Google announced Monday it will bring its gigabit service to Huntsville, Alabama, over the fiber network being built by city-owned Huntsville Utilities. Google will lease the space non-exclusively, so other ISPs could offer service over the same fiber. The first service should be available by the middle of 2017. Go Huntsville, Alabama.
Yeah, Bill in Huntsville. He's been listening since Buzz Out Loud days. Tech News Today, and now listener of Daily Tech News Show, has been keeping me up to date on what Huntsville has been up to. This must have him stoked that not only is the Muni fiber happening, but Google's going to come in and be one of the clients. And I think it's really interesting. This is the first time Google hasn't bought or built the infrastructure. They bought infrastructure in Provo, and they've built the infrastructure in most of the other places. But here they're saying, look, if a city builds the infrastructure, we'll come in, we'll be a client, we'll offer service, and the city can keep it open and offer it to whatever ISPs want to use it as well.
And I think that gives cities a lot more incentive to do this kind of thing, too, because they know they can have a lot of different companies piggybacking on it.
Yeah. Snapchat geo filters are something that allow you to overlay your neighborhood name or maybe special events, things from partners. There have been some election-oriented ones. And now Snapchat will allow any user in the US, UK, and Canada to buy a geo filter that can be triggered in an area anywhere from 20,000 to 5 million square feet from an hour to 30 days. Prices start at $5.
$5.
$5, and they say that $5 could get you 8 hours on a Friday in a major city.
Wow.
Users design the filter to Snapchat's specifications, submit it at snapchat.com/on-demand, and then Snapchat takes what they say will hopefully be just one business day to make sure it meets the specs and approve the image for use.
I love this. I think this is a great idea. Snapchat filters are like my favorite thing, and I wish there were more of them. And I kind of want to design some myself. I've been tempted to.
I kind of want to also.
Right?
Like, do a meetup. We do a DTNS meetup, let's say.
Yeah.
And just like pay $5 for a couple hours, have the DTNS logo be a Snapchat filter.
Yeah, I think that would be great. There's some really creative ones. When I was in Oakland this weekend, one of the Oakland ones was fantastic. I was like, this is beautiful.
Yeah.
And like, I'm kind of sick of the one in my neighborhood, and I'd like to make more like micro neighborhood specific ones for around where I live.
Yeah.
But probably better things I should do with my time. Maybe.
No, but I think this is really smart, and a lot of people were wondering when Snapchat got rid of the in-app purchases for the effects,
which I don't understand, because I was throwing money at them for those effects.
Apparently I was like, they're like, you know what? We can make more money selling those effects to sponsors and then making people pay for filters.
Yeah, they were saying they can get up to, what was it, $750,000 for like one of those sponsorship filters.
Yeah,
that's crazy. That's a lot of money for like a timed event. When I was up in Squaw, there was a Toyota event going on, and they had filters there, and I did think, I was like, I wonder how much this costs. And I can definitely see for like a busy weekend at a ski resort, a sponsor paying like almost $1 million for that.
So now they've gone from people like Veronica will give us 99 cents every once in a while for one of those effects to saying people like Veronica will give us $5 every once in a while to have a bodega filter on their dog park.
There you go. Perfect. Yeah. That's a great idea, Tom. Thank you. I'm going to use that.
Yes. So what's Facebook doing with 360-degree video?
Facebook will update its 360-degree videos with dynamic streaming inside the Oculus Video Player for Gear VR, making the streams higher quality and more data efficient. Facebook also announced it has created a social VR team led by Left 4 Dead designer Mike Booth and game designer Daniel James.
Yeah, this makes sense. Everybody's been wondering what's Facebook going to do with Oculus, and everybody's been fearing it would be like some weird Facebook in Oculus thing, but making streaming from Facebook work in a more Facebook-friendly thing like Gear VR makes perfect sense. And then probably games. That's my guess.
Yeah, I'd just watch crappy Facebook videos in VR probably too.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Snapchat videos in VR. That's
totally.
For sure.
Totally. Sony launched the Xperia X and the slightly larger Xperia XA today at Mobile World Congress. Touting its camera focus features, they got quicker focus, some better autofocus, 2-day battery life. That's nice. The X and the XA will arrive this summer in white, graphite black, lime gold. Lime gold? Is that just
lime gold? Well, that's got to be a typo.
And rose gold. The Xperia Ear is an Android accessory they announced that takes voice commands for things like calendar, news, weather, navigation, and search. Sony also teased the Xperia Eye, a wearable 360-degree camera, the Xperia Projector, which is a tiny projector, and the Xperia Agent, which is a combination of ear, eye, and projector all in one. Wait for the Xperia Nose. Isn't out yet, though. The Xperia Ear comes this summer. No price or release on the others, though.
Well, I'm looking at it. That's lime gold right there. That is.
I kind of feel like Sony making Xperia phones doesn't make much sense. I just don't see them getting a lot of traction. Sony making Xperia phones as sort of a demonstration platform for accessories that can also work on other Android phones, which the Xperia Ear can, could be really smart.
And if you really love lime gold, it's your one-stop shop for lime gold phones and accessories.
Yeah, I mean, that's what when I get gold tequila, I want lime.
Lime, yeah, well, it's refreshing. Hey, if you're not an Amazon Prime member, Amazon has raised its free shipping minimum from $35 to $49. The minimum for books stays at $25, and in its last earnings report, Amazon noted fulfillment costs were up 32.8% year over year.
Yeah, so that explains why they're raising the price here. Yeah. But if you're paying for Prime, this is also going to nudge more people towards Prime. You get 2-day shipping for free whenever. So
just get Prime, people. It makes your life.
Like you have to spend $49 and then you get like a week shipping for free, or you pay for Prime, which is what, $99?
Which is the best.
Yeah.
Life changing.
Finally, HTC confirmed its Vive VR headset. I mentioned it in the briefing yesterday as they were going to. It like somebody had broken an NDA, but now Vive or HTC has confirmed it. The set will sell for $799, pre-order starting at 10 a.m. Eastern, February 29th, for shipping in 24 countries starting early April. They didn't confirm the April 1st. I thought the February 29th, April 1st pairing was very nice, but apparently it's just pre-orders February 29th, shipping early April. That in price does still include 2 hand tracking controllers, 2 Lighthouse laser tracking boxes for your headset tracking, and for a limited time, 2 free games. The Vive will also connect to your phone by Bluetooth and allow you to answer calls and read texts, look at calendar invites without taking the headset off.
Neat.
That is the latest on the Vive VR. And thanks to everybody who submitted stories on our subreddit, dailytechnewsshow.reddit.com. That helps us quite tremendously to know how much of this stuff are you interested in, especially on days like today where you've got an avalanche of weekend news. So get in there and vote, dailytechnewsshow.reddit.com, and that is a look at the headlines. All right, we were looking around. In fact, hat tip to TM204 on our subreddit for noting Joshua Browder's bot for parking tickets. He's a British programmer who's attending Stanford University and has created a website where a bot will handle your parking ticket appeals. Now, it just does the filings. It doesn't go argue the case in court for you, but it can make, filing your appeal much easier, and sometimes the appeal is all you need. You don't even end up having to go to court. And then, Veronica, you also pointed out a Medium post from Matt Hartman of BetaWorks talking about the hidden home screen and speculating that all of these bots and chat interfaces could eventually replace some apps because it's hard to get an app onto a user's home screen.
Yeah, it's interesting because it's important to note, as Matt says in his post, that all bots have chat interfaces, but not all chat interfaces are bots. So when we're talking about bots, we're specifically talking about a user interfacing with another machine. It's never going to be a human interaction. Chat interfaces sometimes can include that human element. That
it could be either one, or a mix in some cases.
Right.
Yeah.
But what's important, I think, also to note is that even though bots and chat interfaces are becoming very prevalent, they don't work really unless they cut down on the number of interactions you have to have with your device. So say, for example, there's a really good example that Matt gives in this post about using bots and chat interfaces. If you have to go through a whole conversation with a bot to order an Uber, for example, you have to tell the bot where you want to go. You have to say where you are. You have to tell the bot when you're going to be ready. You have to give it all this information before it can successfully complete that transaction for you, when in that time you could have opened the Uber app and ordered a car and not had to deal with any of that. So it's important to try to figure out, like, when is talking to a bot going to make your life easier versus when is it just kind of a fun interaction that you can have, but it doesn't necessarily remove any steps from a task you're trying to complete.
Yeah, but the whole reason that it's even a question is because, and I think Hartman makes this point well too, there are huge advantages sometimes, especially around context. So if I am engaging with a chat interface, let's say from a clothing retailer, and it says, hey, we've sent you your extra large navy blue pants, and then you go, oh, wait, I thought I ordered the large. You don't have to call and get on the phone and then wait and then give your order number, then explain your problem. You can just reply, I thought I ordered large, and boom, the chat interface, whether it's a bot or a human on the other side, goes, oh, well, this is the order he's referring to. It says extra large, and then immediately can say, we'll swap that order out, no problem. Here's your return label.
Yeah, and I mean, we're seeing this more and more, especially in the customer service industry. I think I've had a lot of interactions recently online when I have issues with software or something that I've purchased, where instead of needing to call, like you said, or needing to write in an email and or be sent to their FAQ or be sent to whatever it is they're using for support, you just hop on a little chat with someone, and whether it's a person or a bot, typically it's a person, it gets taken care of very, very quickly. And I think that's kind of where we're moving towards in terms of customer service, because the fewer interactions you can have and the faster you can get your issue resolved, the better. And if a bot can do that for you, or if a chat interface can do that for you, not interchangeable, remember, then that's really great. And I think this bot that Joshua has created for the parking tickets is absolutely brilliant, because he's taking a situation where you have to write a letter, you have to explain what happened, you have to send it into the right person, and he's basically, through a few chat steps, through a very basic discussion that the chat bot is kind of running for you, it gets all the information it needs to essentially send out a form letter that it then mails out to the people who need it. So it can save you a ton of time, a ton of money, and it's like that peace of mind, like, okay, that's off my plate, I don't have to think about that anymore.
Yeah, and I think this is it's interesting what this could be used for and what not. And I think that's what Hartman's Medium post is trying to play around with, is what could we do this for? Because he's very astute in pointing out a messaging app is on everybody's home screen. It's usually the text messaging app. Sometimes it might be WhatsApp or something like that. And all these messaging apps are trying to create platforms for people to do customer service on as well. So there's a whole separate conversation to be had about, well, what platform is the best one to launch on, and where do we want our services? Do we want them on text? Do we want them on RCS, like we were talking about earlier?
I want them on, and I think the answer is everywhere. I think that when you're working with something like a bot, something that's essentially a very lightweight program, you can have it integrate with all sorts of different applications. You can have it integrate with Alexa. You can have it integrate with Siri down the line. These are things where, because it's all cloud-based anyway, like, it can be running at all times across different platforms. So, for example, you know, if I installed a to-do bot in the Sword and Laser Slack, for example.
Oh, I
so
saw.
I can assign tasks to you or to me, and then I can, just by typing /to-do list, I see all the to-do items. if I'm working then later in Facebook Messenger and I'm like, oh, what was that thing I wanted Tom to do? I would then be able to just type the same command into Facebook Messenger and get the same response and have it saved over time.
Like you say, like having it in even things like Amazon Echo provides slight advantages because, and I think Hartman pointed this out as well, Amazon Echo is usually in the same place. You don't carry it around, right? So it knows where it is. So again, with something like Uber, where a text message might be a little clunky because does your text message know your location and we have to explain that? Echo always knows where you are. So if you just say, get me an Uber to the farmer's market, the Amazon Echo knows exactly what you mean. It's like, well, you're in Los Angeles, you're at home, so call an Uber to come to your home and take you to the farmer's market, and you're done.
Yeah, I also installed a bot called Assist in the DTNS Slack channel, and this one does all sorts of things. I can get an Uber, I can get food delivery, I can get restaurant reservations, send flowers, hire a courier, find things on Foursquare, buy event tickets, book hotels, get a haircut, send a letter. All of these things are just the preloaded actions that this bot can accomplish. It knows where I am, so like I selected 2, which was food delivery. It says, gotcha, what can we find for you? Craving a specific food or cuisine? Let's say pizza.
Okay.
And then it brings up the closest pizza delivery places in my neighborhood.
Are they the closest?
Let's see, are they closest? They're
not that was my
best
problem.
ones.
I was like excited. I'm like, haircut. Maybe I can find a great new place to get a haircut. So I put in haircut, and it had like, here are the top 3 on great clips near your location, except they're nowhere near my location.
You got to enable those location services, Tom.
Well, no, it has my zip code. It knows where I am.
That's the problem. This is why things are...
It's nowhere near my zip code, though. It's like 2 zip codes away.
They're learning computer. You have to teach them.
And then I tried, I said, what was the number 6? Discover places. It's like, oh, what are you looking for? And I said, drinks. And it gave me 3 grocery stores. Maybe it's trying to tell me like it's more affordable if you just buy the drinks at the grocery store and then
just buy the drinks at the grocery store. It's smart. It's an intelligent bot.
How did it do with pizza for you?
None of these places I would order pizza from. Yeah.
So I mean, and that is another underpinning of this is you can't just say, oh, I'm going to build a chat interface. You have to build the underlying data to work, which is, again, why maybe a bot's right for some things, maybe a mix is right for some things, and maybe humans are right for the other things.
Well, if we're talking about, there are learning algorithms. So I think that's, machine learning and algorithms that can actually learn over time are important and an important part of this technology as it evolves. And that literally as it evolves into a sentient being.
That takes over for all of us.
Yes.
And that takes us right back to Josh Browder, who's built a machine learning. He's like his lawyer assist bot will get better the more people use it.
Yeah.
So, that's great. He says eventually he'd like to apply it to the U.S. as well. And it can't do subjective things. It can't give you opinions. You can't say like, do you think I can get out of it if I say this? All it can do is ask you questions that allow it to intelligently fill out the appeals form for you. Mm-hmm. But even that, I think, is fantastic. Because it just says, like, okay, were you driving the car? Were the street signs confusing? How big was the space? Like, it just asks you all of these questions that you might not have thought to ask yourself, and then is able to fill out the form for you.
And I think there's something to be said for people who, I would rather chat with a bot than just fill out a form. For some reason, like having that human-like interaction, that conversation, feels good in a way, and it's got a bit of whimsy to it. It's a little bit fun, I think, at least until we're all sick of it and used to it. But for now, as long as it works enough, part of that whimsy factor, I think, is another benefit to these interactions. And
I think it takes a little of the burden off of you. When you fill out a form, you have to read the form question and ask it to yourself and then interpret it. And this may sound ridiculous to people, but in those situations where you're trying to shave seconds off to improve your efficiency, having the bot know what to ask you next takes a little bit of intellectual pressure off. And every little bit saved could be helpful if you're looking for edges in productivity.
Indeed.
Well, check it out. You can go to donotpay.co.uk if you're in the UK and you want to try to see if it can get you out of a parking ticket. He also is doing delayed and canceled flights and payment protection insurance. And if you're flying from the U.S. to the U.K., or anywhere to the U.K., he's like, it can still help you because it goes on U.K. law because that's where your destination is.
Yeah.
So you might be able to get some refunds on your flights if they get delayed.
Yeah, once you build the framework for something like this, converting it to other use cases is pretty easy.
Real quick, Roger Cheng letting us know that Fitbit gave some pretty bad guidance, and it's having a little trouble in after-hours trading, forecasting $420 million to $440 million in revenue for the current quarter, and adjusted earnings per share expected to be between 0 and 2 cents, and investors didn't like that. So,
ouch.
Hard news for Fitbit there.
Mm-hmm.
Our pick of the day comes from William, who wanted to recommend to anyone who wants to improve their measurement of data or who's just interested in learning how to improve their estimating skills to check out How to Measure Anything by Douglas Hubbard. From Monte Carlo simulations to calibrating your brain to think more effectively to applied information economics and decision economics, Doug's book and website at hubbardresearch.com provide a foundation to have insights about data and the way we think about it and utilize it. A little critical thinking in your day. How to Measure Anything by Douglas Hubbard. Check it out. Thank you, William. Send your picks to us, folks. We want to hear from you. What do you like? What's that book or website or gadget or whatever that you are like, this really works. It's great. Send it to us, feedback at dailytechnewsshow.com, and you can find more picks at dailytechnewsshow.com/picks. Finally, I want to thank DX and Sarah at the Waterside Development in the UK and also Amsterdam, because they're in 2 different locations right now temporarily, who have created a lovely new DTNS app available in the Apple TV store. I let patrons know about it this weekend. It takes video from our RSS feed and shows you the latest episode plus archives, and it even gives you a favorites section if you want to mark something to be able to rewatch or watch it later. It'll have a little favorites area there. DX said we're looking for feature suggestions too, so if you can think of anything to add, let us know, and we'll pass it along to DX. Thanks again to them for making this. It was a labor of love, and they did a great job on it. We really appreciate that. We've got a person volunteering to make a Roku app as well that I was looking at this weekend and giving some feedback on. So more ways to watch DTNS if you like. Thank you again, DX. And thank you, Veronica Belmont. Go get some rest.
Yeah, I can't because we have a Sword and Laser meetup tonight at Borderlands.
Ah, right.
So Josh can't make it because he's sick too.
Oh, no.
I know. He's going to be there. Who knows?
Well, don't infect anyone.
Okay, I think I'm past that stage now.
Yeah, you don't have a fever, right? You're probably fine.
No, I'm late in the game now. I'm on day like 9.
But I think people should get infected with enthusiasm for Dear Veronica at Engadget.com.
Yes. Engadget.com/Dear-Veronica. Every week I answer viewers' questions about everything from social media conundrums to what tech they should buy to dog training tips. I do it all. So send in your questions over Twitter using the hashtag #DearVeronica. And follow me on Snapchat. That's the thing I'm trying to push lately. I love the Snapchat. I'm going to make some geofilters.
Every day, Sawyer, sometimes Django, will give you a tease ahead of what's happening on Daily Tech News Show via Snapchat. Right.
My username is Veronica Belmont, and Tom is Ace Detect.
As always. Thanks to everybody who supports the show, dailytechnewsshow.com/support. We are trying to get up to the next milestone, and we're getting closer. We're within striking distance. So if you've been thinking about supporting the show, if you get $1 worth of value out of every month's worth of shows that we do, we just ask you to give $1 to us, or whatever amount. You can give $1 million if you have it, but don't hurt yourself. Only give what you can afford. DailyTechNewsShow.com/support or Patreon.com/DTNS. Stay tuned for Tech in Travel from Chris Christensen after the show on audio, or if you're watching on video, you can find it in the treasure chest, which is available for patrons at the $5 a month level and more. Our email address is feedback@dailytechnewsshow.com. Give us a call, 512-59-DAILY. It's 593-2459. Catch the show live Monday through Friday, 4:30 p.m. Eastern at alphageekradio.com and diamondclub.tv, and visit our website, dailytechnewsshow.com. Back tomorrow with Patrick Beja. Talk to you then.
This show is part of the Frog Pants Network. Get more at frogpants.com.
Diamond Club hopes you have enjoyed this program.
Good show.
Good show.
Do you have any clues what we should call it?
Oh, yes. Let's see.
Sweet Fiber, Alabama. Where the bits are so fast.
Do, 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 do.
Hmm.
Oh, is that Roger? We
titles?
can hear people in the background. I
Yeah,
think.
sorry. They some people came through the door.
No, that's okay. I just want to make sure they don't, they know they can be heard on the internet. Or that
Yeah, I'll turn off my mic. I gotta wake Jen.
All
Because they
right.
want to see the baby.
Okay.
Don't hack
Gigabit,
my
y'all.
puppies?
Don't hack my puppies.
Sweet Fiber, Alabama.
I like that one too.
I like that one. Although I think there's no comma. I mean, I get why the comma's there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For
Sweet Fiber, Alabama.
Song, there's no comma.
The way it's written is not Sweet Fiber, Alabama, but Sweet Fiber, Alabama.
Yeah.
Nice fiber you got there. Be ashamed if something happened to it.
I'm just trying to decide if it's funnier without the comma.
Yeah, I don't know. Minty backdoor with a side of hash. They weren't hashed very well, apparently. They're easily cracked. That's the other. So change your Linux Mint password if you frequent that forum. Hacked puppies. No one
Heck those puppies.
I don't like your tones. Nothing.
I shared the ones I liked.
Sweet Fiber. I don't
Crowded
think you have
Cloud.
Veronica, anything?
Sweet Fiber, Alabama is pretty good. I think also without the comma. I like don't hack my puppies, but I said it, so I'm biased.
Does that disqualify you somehow?
Yeah, it does.
Boom, boom, ba-doom, boom, boom, ba-doom.
The Robot Uprising.
Robot arms.
Ribbit. I like Edbot unavailable for comment.
I laughed at that when I saw it in the chat room, for sure.
So it's official. I think I'm going to use a car broker to buy a car.
Interesting.
Yep. It's a recommended guy from a person like me who doesn't like the overabundance of options for cars.
Mm-hmm. That's exciting.
Yeah. I think I committed. That's who I was on the phone with while I forgot to turn off my little chiclet. Just so you know. Car broker.
Car broker. Fascinating.
Did you get your car broker from a credit union?
What?
We used a car broker. It came through our credit union.
No, I got a car broker from a comedy writer.
Is it a comedy car broker?
Yeah. No, it's one of the guys in Matt's room used this guy and really liked him. Uses him for all his cars. So they bring like the test drive to your house. It's like it basically is like.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. And then
they steal the car temporarily, bring it to your house.
They have deals in place that they know about, and they do all the work for you so that I could just be like, give me that car. I was so close to being able to Uber professionally. Like, not drive, but like just Uber, and then I was like, no, it's not quite gonna work. I just don't want to talk to that many people in a day.
Bots, man, bots.
Bots. Yeah.
Self-driving cars.
I know. When Uber becomes self-driving, that's when I'll never have a car again.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I mean, you don't have to talk to people.
You're a jerk.
Do you not get 5 stars?
Right, because like I had one guy. Did I ever tell you my story of the very large man in the very tiny car with the very hairy arms? Who kept putting.
Sounds like a kid's book.
I know. Who kept putting. And I respect all people. I really do. But if you have a very tiny car and you're a very big man with very hairy arms, like, don't put your arm on the passenger seat like this. I was in the back, but like the arm was like in my face.
He had no room for his arm anywhere
He had
else.
no room for his arm, and also my face, and then he kept talking about how trafficy it was, and I was like, I'm paying, it's okay, we're gonna be okay. But he kept like pre-apologizing for it to the point where I was like, okay, I just want to let you know I have to do work now, so I'm going to put on my headset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he still kept talking. Like, I put on the headsets and he'd be talking, and then I had to go, what? What?
Rushwood and I had an Uber driver once who was complaining that other people didn't talk to her.
Yeah. I was like, you're not here to get your I don't know. I don't want to be
But
mean.
I've actually heard more than one driver when I've asked, like, so, do you enjoy doing it? They're like, yeah, I love talking to people and meeting different people. So I think that's part of the motivation for some of them.
Yeah. Mostly I just love going from place to place, and if a conversation occurs, that's awesome. But sometimes you're like stressed, and the reason you're in an Uber is because you need to get to the next thing and be prepared for it. I don't know. Whatever. Takes all kinds.
Did we all watch? We can't talk about it. Save
What?
it for spoiler in time. Walking Dead last night.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Brian's not watching it, so I won't even be talking about it on spoiler in time.
Oh.
But happiest Walking Dead episode in a while.
It's crazy.
No.
Non-spoilery. And
That ship sailed.
that character is from the comic book, so I'm very excited, although he's already started off a little differently. But
Oh no, I'm nervous about him. I don't know how to feel about him.
Good.
Loki.
Awesome.
I'm just so scared of Negan. I'm terrified of Negan because I know everything about Negan from the comic
From the
books. and I
comics,
don't-
yeah.
Yeah. And I'm not looking forward to that at all. That whole thing. Anyway.
Yeah, it's a hell of a yeah. It's all-
Yeah. I'm also in your boat. I'm not looking forward to it, and I'm terrified every time they vaguely hint at it.
Yeah. Drives me crazy. Oh my god, so cute. Sorry. Ugh. Oh my god. I love this video so much.
We had a little scare last week during the premiere. We had no problems, but Sling TV gave us a little hiccup part way, and I had to reselect the channel to get it to stream again.
Ugh.
Oh.
So I missed like 2 seconds, but still. Sling
Very
TV, man. Sling TV could be it. It's not quite there for everybody yet, though, because it's still got bugs in weird places and on different platforms. Like, it's awful on the Xbox. It's pretty good on a brand new Roku. It's great on the desktop. Like, that's actually where it shines, is on my laptop.
Tom, all I could think of when you said that was, I got bugs in low places. And I was just like, oh, God.
That's going to be on the Gwen Stefani Blake Shelton
Yeah.
duet album.
Yeah.
Who's excited about that power couple, huh?
I'm over power couples.
Sorry.
I'm sorry you're sick.
Yeah.
You know?
Mostly. I'm not sick.
No, you're in that. I know where you are. You're in the place where you're
Post-sick.
still sick, but you don't feel awful.
Yeah.
So you can't just like go lay down and sleep.
Right, I have to be productive now. The last 2 days I was like productive and did stuff, so that was good. But it was still uncomfortable. So coughing.
You stop being weird.
Hi, Jax. Hi, puppy. Hi, puppy. Hi, puppy. Hi, puppy.
Great on audio.
I want to kiss your face. I'm gonna put your face in my mouth. I'm gonna put your whole face in my mouth. Yes. I'm talking about you. Jax. Hi, Jax. Hi, Jax.
Do you want to go for a walk?
Hi. Walk? Walk? Do you want a treat?
Bodega, hear that?
Oh, yeah, she absolutely freaking hears everything I just said. I totally forgot she was there. Now she's like, yo, what's up?
Hey, so I
Come
hear these words.
here, sit. You see? Touch.
So you're saying these awesome words, and I thought we should probably do those words.
Yeah. Just saying those
I know
words. You know what those
you're
words mean?
saying.
Do you know what those words mean? All right, well, I should probably hit the road, Jax.
Oh, I get it.
Hit the road, Jax.
But please come back.
Can I come over and hang out with Jax the next time I'm in LA? Okay, puppy sit him.
He already has an appointment to come up to the Bay Area sometime this year and meet Ms. Wood's new dog.
Oh my God.
What's her dog's name?
him
Is that public knowledge? Can we know Molly's dog's name?
Reggie.
Reggie.
He's already been on. He's already been on the radio.
I know, he's already
Okay.
famous
No, I
on
wasn't
NPR.
sure.
All right, I'm gonna bail.
All right.
Bye.
I'll see you guys later.
See
Bye.
ya. Get rid of that
listeners.
cough. Bye.
Bye.
Yep, and I'm out of the post. So thanks everybody for watching. Goodbye.